We are live. We are live, honey. I have been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for you, and you. Yes. So come on into the room. Come on into the room. I'm super excited for those of you who are going to join us live. And those of you who are going to watch this back, welcome to you as well. And I expect for you to comment, answer the questions just as if you are watching this live. My name is Dr. DeYonne Parker. I know some of you are just kind of coming in, maybe just fumbling around trying to figure out where we're at. Yep, you located it. Hopefully you're here. And if you're not, again, you'll join us again for the playback. But I'm Dr. DeYonne Parker. I am the Courage Catalyst. And if you have been following me, then you know, honey, that I am that hand on your back that pushes you out of your comfort zone all the way into your courage zone. And I am so excited because you see this beautiful vessel next to me that you might, if you look a little closer, you might recognize her. Those of you who know who she is, and those of you who don't, look a little closer because she might look a little like me.
You look like me. I think you look like me.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. I've had this here look for 5 years you did. And my mama can attest to it.
All right.
Yeah. I guess she would be your mama too.
That's right. That's right.
So do you want to tell the people who you are before we go any further?
I'm her sister.
Yeah.
No. But hi, everybody. I am Felisa Jones. Some of you know me as Evangelist Felisa Jones. I'm not new to my sister's platform. This beautiful woman has always brought me along the ride. Anytime she is jumping off the deep end and doing something big, I just love the fact that she lets me in. And so I so appreciate you, my sister. You're going to hear a lot of love talk between the two of us. Yeah. But you know what? We are super close. We call ourselves besties and sissies and twins and all the things. And we have just a beautiful family that we come from, my mother and just our sisters, our loved ones, just awesome, just family of love. But a little bit about me. I am also in ministry. I am a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I always love to say that. But I also am a mother and a wife and work in corporate America. I do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats. But today, I get to interview this lady. Usually, Dee, you are always in this hot seat with me, right? And I am so glad that I get to put you in that hot seat today. I actually get to be the one to ask you the questions. And so I'm so excited to be able to do this with you tonight.
Me too. And I am really excited because, first of all, she didn't give her enough flowers. My sister is an executive. Let's just let the people know that my sister is a senior vice president in the corporate space, and she is a powerhouse in ministry. And the girl can sing. If y'all have ever heard, not sing, sang. She can sing. And I talk about her often, and she's right. Every time that I do something, it's not to push her with me, is to lock arms with me, because I know when I walk with my sister, my goodness, she has my back, honey. She always has. My sister will jump on planes, honey, to come and see about me. You understand?
That's right. That's right. I got your front and your back.
Front, back, sideways. Listen, I was always the scrappy one. You know, I was the little one, but I was always the scrappy one, ready to fight anybody. But this one right here,
in the spirit. I'll fight you in the spirit.
I'll fight you in the spirit. That's exactly right. Well, those of you who are joining us, this is just the beginning of the conversation. And she's right. I'm in the hot seat. In fact, don't y'all judge me, because I'll have a hot flash up in here in a minute. You know, that's my business, as Tabitha Brown said. So don't y'all just stay right there. But I want you, if you are in this talk tonight, even if you're joining it back and watching the recording, I want you to drop in. Where are you joining us from? Where are you at? Are you here? I know I brought with some sisters that were joining me from Nigeria, some from Joburg, Cape Town, Bahamas. I know right here in the US of A. Where are you joining us from? I'd love to see it in the chat room. Who are you? Shout you out, all that good stuff. So who are you? Tell us in the chat room real quick what's going on. And as those of you, again, if you're just now joining, I'm Dr. DeYonne Parker, the Courage Catalyst, honey, the hand on your back. that will definitely push you out of your comfort zone into your courage zone. And tonight, see there, see there, that's my big, that's my whole business.
All right, sis, get your fan. We can wait. We got you.
Listen. How about I just fan it with this? How about I just, you see a little something, so I'll just fan it with her. Exactly. So
When we talk
excited.
about this, I'm just so excited to talk about this.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We are going to have an amazing conversation tonight and really about the book, why I wrote it, what happened. My sister's got some questions over there. Y'all pray for me because I don't even know what she got some plans. Some of the things we just talk about when we got our hair bonnets on. So
That's right.
y'all
That's
just
right.
y'all just bear with us. So hopefully we see some of you in this chat room who are dropping where you've been, where you're coming from. I see some Atlanta, some Decatur. The deck is in the house. I see you, Monique. Yes, I see you, Valora. I see you, Shakria. I see you out there. Yes. I see you. I see you. I see you. Keep dropping it in there. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. It is a fantastic fan. Yeah.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. And I just want to give you a little background for those of you who may not, and you just joined me, don't even know who I am, and you just decided to click the button and trust me with your time. I'm the author of Girl Get Your Swag Back. So I'm a published author of a couple of different works. Girl Get Your Swag Back. I'm the compiler and visionary of If Her Purse Could Talk, which my sister is a contributing author to that book. And shout out to all the authors of that book, honey. My mom, my purpose partner, Nicole Steele, all of y'all out there, Jamel Control. I can go listen, all of them. Go check it out. I also am a speaker, and I have written several pieces of curriculum classes, like just a Girl with Goals. I've written, honey, one that's so good to my heart is Bye Bye Balance, Hello Harmony. I love those things, but I'm a curriculum designer. So all of those things. But again, I one of my loves, my own best love, honey, is on my two amazing young men, my two Mr. Parkers. That is Malcolm Parker and William Parker Jr. Those are my men. Those are my men. So I do all these things, and none of it matters. The only one that matters is really that title of being mama, and then, honey, the daughter of the king himself. And so, without further ado, please, I'm going to hand the mic off to my sister because y'all know I can talk. I can talk a mile a minute.
We gotta tell her to let the mic go for a second, because I got a reminder that she's in the hot seat tonight. So right now, everybody look at the time. We're about 9 minutes after the start, right? Okay. We're releasing you from the control of the mic.
All
It's past. It's past. It's past.
right.
This is how it goes, you guys, when we're on the phone. This is how it goes. So, sister, I'm so excited. I'm excited to do this with you. I've had the opportunity to moderate and interview, people both in corporate America and ministry, all the things. But this just gives me so much pleasure to put you in this hot seat because you are at my mercy. I just love it. But I saw some of you say that you got the book or you ordered the book, and I just got this book. And when I tell y'all, it's so pretty. I really thought I was sharing it with my daughter and my son, and I said I could really cry because I've been in conversation with you, D, about this. I knew it was coming, but you know how something just hits and it's better than what you thought it would be. This looks better than what I thought it would be.
Yes.
And I haven't even gotten through it all yet. And so when I know that Jesus is in something, when he does something with pure excellence and beauty and grace, that's what this project means to me and what I've seen and heard from you already. So we're going to get into this tonight because I don't want to waste all our minutes with too much small talk. I want to get into the good stuff.
Let's get into it.
I think the first thing and the first question that comes to mind, and I'm sure for everybody, is really what led you to write it? What led you to write this? This is just for everyone. Let me be clear. From comfort to courage, a 14-day devotional and journal by Dr. DeYonne Parker. What made you write this?
Woo, now let me just tell the whole truth on myself. I started writing this in 2020. I started writing it and recording the videos in 2020. And this is like the cherry on the top. right? Because
Mhm.
I wrote a course called From Comfort to Courage first.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
God sat me down and said, I want my ladies, I want his women to get personal with me. This is
Mm.
great. The workshop is great, but lead them to me. And in such a personal way. And he had to get it through me first. He had to, you know how God has hit you with a word first,
Mhm. Oh,
get
yeah.
to somebody else. So during 2020, I was writing and I was literally at God's feet because I was going through one of the most hardest times in my life. Not only were
Mhm.
we in the middle of a pandemic, but I was also in the midst of a painful divorce after being married close to 30 years. And
Yeah.
so I desired to get closer to God. So I was writing these things and it turned into a devotional. And I honestly can, again, be completely honest, I was negotiating with God. This is different than anything I had ever written. I've written Girl Get Your Swag Back. It's a book. I wrote If a Person Could Talk, book, a curriculum. But a
Mhm.
devotional, I read devotionals and I
Mm.
love, but I never saw myself writing one. But I wanted the women to have personal time
Mm.
with God.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's why. That's why. That's why.
That's what led you to write it. Okay. Okay. Why I mean, you talked about the journey being rough, and I was a part of that journey, I remember. And so I imagine that God was on the journey with you. You
Mhm.
said that you had to negotiate with him. Why was it so hard? Like, why was it so hard when you think about a devotional? Why was that so difficult for you to process that he wanted
Oh
you to do
my
something like
gosh.
this?
Because when you think about devotionals, it's connecting God's word with your expression as well, right? And
Mhm.
where God is, where is he speaking to you at first
Mhm.
to deliver to those who are reading it? That's a
Mhm.
tough job, right? That's
Yeah.
it's a responsibility for somebody to read something like that and your interpretation of that and how
Mhm.
God is speaking to you in that. And so
Mhm.
that you hope that someone who's reading that gets it and comes
Right.
from that place and hits in a place for them that truly matters. That's what a devotional has done for me before.
Yeah.
But I will also say that the piece that I think that was the hardest is that God was pulling me from comfort
Mm.
to courage. And let me clarify what I mean by comfort, because some people say, Dr. D, is it okay for me to be comfortable? Yeah. Everybody seeks comfort, right? Especially from the one that gives it.
Mm.
And but God also requires us to move out of a space of complacency. Comfort is a
Mhm.
problem when it turns into complacency.
Mhm.
Comfort is a problem when it is driven by fear. When we
Mm.
don't move out of that space and we stay somewhere too long because of fear of moving to what God has said for you to do. And he had to
Mm.
get it from this one right here. It was like, I want you to imagine a child being pulled out of a corner with their feet, squished on the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
That was me. So he
Yeah.
had to get it from me first and to move me out of a space of like, yeah, this is going to be different. It is going to be different. It's going to cause you to feel a little discomfort while you're writing it and releasing it. But even the space that I was in the season of my life, I was in that tough space of my life and transitioning into a single woman, single
Mm.
mom, right?
Mm.
I'd never been there before.
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
to make decisions and to rely on myself
Mm.
at that point, and God was like, yeah, we're going to make some tough decisions, but you're
Mhm.
going to make them and you're going
Mm.
to make them with my lead. And I'd not been in that space before. So that was the toughest part, was
Mm.
being able to do that and come from a place of truth to tell somebody else to move from comfort to courage. I had to be the one to do it first.
Mhm. 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 Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I remember you saying, this devotional was uncomfortable and it was a different place. And one thing that stands out to me around why God would have led you this way versus, your standard books or other writing offerings that you've done. When you're in the valley, you have no choice but to lean on God.
Amen.
And so for you to have been obedient in devoting that kind of time and attention to the Father, I think this is a product of that, right?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
so when you think about what you have been kind of, like you said, pulled out of when you wrote this, I know you had an audience in mind. I know you mentioned women, But what type of woman, or what woman in their experiences did you have in mind when you wrote this? Who was your target audience?
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Women who, let me just say it, the way that I say it is trauma or drama, right?
Mm,
Trauma or drama doesn't matter. But those who maybe your career transitioning, you're moving out of a space. Maybe you were in this job for so long and you got so comfortable because you're good at it. You're on your, you doing your thing, but
yeah.
you're also needing to move into another space because God has called you to another level.
Mm,
Those of you who've been in a relationship with something that's unhealthy for way too long and you're bargaining and you're trying and you've given up pieces of yourself, those things, and you know that God has called you from that. I'm talking to you. Those of
mhm,
you who've been in a space, I mean, literally sitting things on the shelf because you're
mm,
scared. Because you're scared to move. Maybe it's the book. I'm hitting you. Maybe it's the book. Maybe it's the next big idea, the next business, whatever it is. I'm talking to you. It's the fearful dreamer that I'm
mm,
talking to, right?
mhm, mhm,
And I want that woman
mm,
to know that God's got you. He's got
mhm,
you, and He's called you to greater and to more. And so, for us to sit back on the gifts and the talents that He's given us, oof,
mhm,
it is
mhm,
not. It's not a good place for us to be. He's
mhm,
called us to more. He did not call us to hide our gifts. In fact, He called us to do just the opposite of that.
mhm, mhm,
And
mhm,
His word also says, right, be strong and
mhm,
very
and courageous.
courageous,
Mhm.
right?
Oh yeah. Oh
You know,
yeah. Get out my business, T.
sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say get out my business, but this book is all about getting in my business. But no, I think everybody can relate to that. I think that we all have things that we know that we feel a nudge in our spirit to do, or we've drug our feet on a thing, and sometimes we don't really count up the cost of that. And there was a question that you ask in your book that I feel like I got a little upset with, because you literally said, what does comfort cost you?
Oh yeah.
And that was one of those things that I'm in a book club, I run a book club, and some statements make us want to throw the book. That might have been one of those statements for me, because I think that it's very difficult to look back when you think about what you could have been doing in a season, or what you should have been doing in a season. It can make you feel some kind of way.
Mhm.
But I think that question is so in your face to really have you reflect.
Yeah.
And I want you to answer that question. I
Mm.
want you to answer that question for us, because I'm sure it came from, being directed towards you first. What's comfort cost you?
Yeah. In which season?
Right.
Can we just be honest? Listen, which we can be here forever. So I could
Right.
tell you, comfort has cost me time. It's cost me time. It's cost me energy. It's cost
Mhm,
me money.
mhm,
It's cost me a broken heart
mhm,
because I felt like the grace was gone,
mhm,
because I waited too long and I stayed in a space where I knew the grace was on it at that time. But when I
mhm,
came out, it was just, oh, the season had passed at that moment, had to come back around. It'll come back around. But at that moment, it cost me that. It
mhm,
also cost, I think my comfort costs somebody else, because we all are assigned, right, to somebody. I'm supposed to be an example or a template for somebody watching my next move. And it's cost that. And
mhm,
I don't want to meet my father. And he said, I told you, I told you to do the thing I told you to do. And the
yeah,
time that you sat there and you bargained, you negotiated and said, no, that cost you this, and this. I don't want him to say that. And
yeah,
so comfort has cost me a whole lot of things. And I can
mhm,
only imagine this sat on the shelf for 3 years, y'all. 3 years. It
mhm,
may not seem like a long time for anybody, but it broke my heart. But I was in a space of grief. I
mhm,
was in a space of rebuilding. But there was a point where, I heard God say, yep, maybe time now. And I thought, because I was scared.
mhm, mhm,
To be completely honest, I was scared. And
mhm,
so I didn't know if I could I really do this? I mean, the
mhm,
videos, and again, let me tell you this, people get caught up in perfection, and I was getting caught there. I'm
mhm,
recording these videos by myself, and then it's not going to look this way. My eyelash is going to be up. In fact, it was. I'm just letting y'all know. Listen, that's the truth. The eyelash was up. Listen, all of that. I had to throw that out of the window because he didn't call me to be perfect. He called, as my pastor John says, and he said, done, not perfect. Done, not perfect. So those are all the costs.
Do you think God waited on you?
I think he did. I think he did. And the beautiful thing is he's not going to press hard, right? He's going to, right? There's that top, he was so gentle with me and he was patient with me. But I also know that his word does not return void, because if it wasn't through this vessel, it would have been through somebody else, right? And I don't want to miss anything that he has for me. And so he did. He waited on me. He was kind and patient with me. Thank you, Daddy.
Beautiful. Right. Thank you. And I think there are times that he's patient. I think there's times he's gentle, and I also think there's times that he's tough, right?
Yep.
And life, quite frankly, gets a little uncomfortable to the point that it pushes you into that next. And I want to just start off, if I can give a little teaser from your book, just from the first day. Can I give him a little teaser? But there's something you say as a quote: I am courageously walking into my next level, and I will not abandon my path because the height scares me.
Oh, yes. Woo! That's
because the height scares me. And I think that's what it is. You know, sometimes you can tiptoe into your purpose. You could tiptoe into whatever that assignment is. And you don't even do it justice in the way that God is telling you to do it. God got you up here and you still trying to skate by and just do a little bit. I'm just going to do an article. I'm just going to do a blog.
That's it right there.
Like, no, I want the book. I want the whole devotional.
I'm just going to do a post
around it. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I was trying to negotiate. That's what I meant by negotiating.
Yeah.
So my negotiation was, Lord, I'm going to do Muscle Up Monday. Yeah, I'm going to do Muscle Up Mondays. I'm going to write posts, and that's what that I'm going to, that we did it. No, that wasn't it. And so when he calls me to the next level, so let me back up and tell you that where that quote came from. I was blessed to travel the world. Let me just tell you, God has blessed me to travel the world. And I was in Dubai, I think, and I bought this purple pair of boots that the heel on those, I just loved it because they were purple. The heel on those literally, the heel scared me. And so I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And I put these shoes on my desk. I had some sneakers, I had the next level, and then I put these shoes. I was like, wow, God. And it showed me, he was like, yeah, you started here. And then I brought you up a little bit more. And now I'm requiring you to come to this level. It's going to be painful. It's not going to always be easy. You're going to have to find your footing. You're going to have to wobble a little bit until you can find your stride. And then you literally got it, right? But it wasn't me just saying, you know what, I'm going to jump to that level. No, it was in stages that he took me. But he said, don't abandon it when you get there. Don't abandon it. So that's, I was like, ooh, God, you showing out now.
You know what? That's a good pause right there, because I know we do have some people engaged. And I want to just ask, the audience that we do have live here with us, if you could just put one thing that comfort has cost you in the chat. Come on, be brave enough. Be brave enough. Tell us, what has comfort cost you? And I can speak to that a little bit. I know comfort costed me a year in an assignment that God had given me. And God had given me, the great ability to communicate and to teach his word. But I was so caught up in the perfection of, coming across well in video and all those things. I hated looking at myself in video. I don't know why. I just don't like the video thing. And my fear, that comfort, it cost me a whole year, because God had given me vision with detail. And I was so scared for an entire year. And when I think of, the opportunity, as you said, coming around again, I thank God for it, because when I was finally ready, maybe I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, y'all. It was like a ripping. She said he was gentle with her. It was like a Band-Aid being ripped off for me. And it hurt, but it was just that thing that pushed me into where my next was. But comfort cost me a year. So I really feel you when you said time. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm grateful for his mercy giving me, as Monique said here, opportunity. He gave me that opportunity again. And so Monique, you saying that, it sounds like comfort cost you an opportunity.
Yeah. And she said that it kept her hidden.
They're hidden. Keeps you
Mhm.
hidden. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You want to talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, because when you think about, and I'm going to show this one as well. But Laura
Mm.
said it cost her peace.
Mhm. Mhm.
Absolutely. Cost
Mm.
her peace. And I think that's so, oh, yeah, so, so true. See, somebody said peacetime money. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Can you
so,
talk to the keeping you hidden?
yeah. So when you think about the keeping you hidden part, um, that was me too.
Mhm.
And I feel like when I talk about being hidden behind a curtain of comfort, sometimes we choose that, and then sometimes other people choose it for you
Mm.
because you've been in that space and you've allowed it. So they've covered you up. And I know what it feels like to be a hidden treasure, right?
Mhm.
Trying to dig yourself out of that and allowing, other people's words and other people's definition, which I actually speak to in From Comfort to Courage,
Mhm.
redefining yourself.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
it's going to cost, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, that's what's going to take for you to actually to conquer that cost that you're paying of
Yeah.
being hidden that way. So it's
Mm.
really redefining. It's really now changing the narrative. It's really changing your mindset. Comfort to courage is a mindset. God showed me
Mm.
that the other day. It starts here. You have to now start seeing yourself coming out of
Woo.
what you were in. And if
Mm.
you can't see it here first, you'll stay there too long.
Yeah.
So God comes for this and says, "Yeah, I need to change your mind because
Mm.
whatever caused you to stay in this place too long is keeping you there stuck in your mind first.
Mm.
So
Wow.
change your mind, adopt that spirit of courage because God did not give us one of fear."
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I am, and I'm going to touch on some of these other comments. But I want to just say another quote. I'm giving some gems away. I hope you don't mind because I'm
Yeah,
giving away
give them away. Mhm.
free, right? But it's
Mhm.
you said I am courageous even when I don't feel courageous. Your courage muscles are built daily. And so when I see someone say that, courage has cost them peace, time, and money, or courage has cost them staying in a job I'm sorry, comfort, excuse me, has cost them staying in a job too long, costing me my health. Sometimes I get comfortable, or you get comfortable because it feels safe, right? But you're in a battle with yourself. Oh, I understand that battle with yourself. But
Yes.
that quote resonates with me because you really do, and you talk about this, you really are still doing courageous things. You have the ability, I'll put it that way, to do very courageous things, even when you don't feel courageous.
That's
And
exactly.
I one of my questions for you, sis, because you brought up the purple heels, was, when have you done something just shaking in your purple heels? But you did it anyway. You did it anyway. You still were building that daily muscle. You were doing it even when you didn't feel courageous.
Yes, and I'm going to throw it back at you too because we just talked about this. Mhm. Yep, we just talked about this. This was number one, shaking in my boots because listen, I was like, oh my Lord, I put it out there. I put it out there. And then I found some stuff. I'm like, oh, there's this missing and this, and it was that. But I will say when I moved and I had to move out of my marital home,
Mm,
and I had to, and this is just real. This is me being transparent. And any of you know me, I will be very transparent with you. When
yeah.
I moved out of my marital home and found myself as a single woman and a single mom
Mm,
and having to make decisions that scared me half to death and rely on those, right? And questioning myself, I was doing it shaking in my boots because I didn't want to make a mistake. I was
mm,
doing it. When I was called to travel, my first traveling assignment was to China. I was going to tell them no. In fact, no, no, and more no. I'm not going. And
right.
I didn't know if my voice would translate over there, right? I didn't know how people would take me because I wasn't trying to change who God made me when I'm
Mm,
speaking to leaders well above my pay grade. But God has traveled me there to China. I
mm,
almost said no, but I did it and I was shaking in my boots. And I stood before them, and then God said, okay, I can trust you with that. I'm going to move you here. I'm going to move you here. So I've been around the world. Literally, I sat there and looked at pictures from India to Argentina to Dubai to Kenya. I mean, I've been around the world, and my voice translates, but I did it every single time,
Mhm.
shaking in my boots. And sometimes I was on those planes by myself.
Mm,
And
literally.
lastly, I will say, shaking in my boots when I wrote my first book, and I'm hitting all of y'all because I hope this hits you and you'll shine on now. Because just saying, waking up early before the house wakes up
Mm,
to
mhm,
write, staying up to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I used to call it 2 a.m. courage
mm,
because I had a book in me and I
mm,
needed to get it out. But it's going to cost you something, right? That's courage
yeah.
because I had to go to work. I had to go do the things that ran my life. So those are, I mean, that's to me. I mean, I got to keep going. So, sister,
You see her trying to take the mic back?
I'm so
Did you?
sorry. I
I
can't.
just wanted y'all to see it. Did y'all see it? I saw it. I felt it. I felt the pull.
Mm,
Well, because you're taking the mic back. I actually just had a situation this week, and I think it's important to say when that quote hit me because you said this is a daily thing. Sometimes, the courage muscle that you have to flex, it's not for this great big assignment. Sometimes it's even small assignments. Sometimes it's having enough courage to speak up in your own house.
yes.
Sometimes it's having enough courage to parent your children the way you need to parent your children, right?
Mhm.
There are everyday things that we have to stand up and be courageous for. One in my workplace that I just went through this week, I was so scared because someone had invited me to be a panelist for what I view to be a very big conference and something I had not done before. And so that required a certain level of courage from me. And it exposed, and I think it's really important to talk about the root that gets exposed when you're not courageous, when you're very fearful of a thing. It exposes something about you that you've got to look at. And I just didn't believe I was worthy enough to be on this stage, y'all, with all these people. But this one right here, she just can't help being my coach in addition to my big sister. I think I'm in like this good conversation and I'm venting, and then she just puts on this other hat. And it's like she'll go from being my sister and then put the Dr. D hat on, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm being coached. The courage catalyst has shown up. But she got me together. My husband got me together, right? God got me together, and it was an amazing event. And I did it afraid. I definitely did it shaking in my shoes. But
Yes.
I think you said something earlier, Dee, about perfection that I don't want to cover.
Yeah.
I don't want to skate over that.
Yeah.
What do you think, or where do you think that need for perfection comes from? Because I was worried about being so perfect and comparing myself to the other panelists, but where do you think that comes from in us that possibly, I'm sure, hinders more people than just you and I?
Right, exactly. So when you think about perfection, right, it's we're striving for something because of sometimes we're doing it for other people.
Yeah.
And it comes from either a past experience that you failed at. It comes from people's words over you that hurt you because you tried something, right?
Mm,
And so it puts you back in a space because when you were out there, it didn't go exactly like it was planned, or you're comparing yourself to something or someone, right?
right,
And
right.
so you don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing. And so
Mm,
you're sitting there, and God didn't call us to be perfect. He said we were very good. He
mm.
did not say that we were
Woo,
perfect. Somebody said that to me the other day, and I was like,
very good.
very good. He did not say perfect. There's but one perfect one, and that is Jesus.
Very good.
Yes. And so when we think about that piece, right, we've got to ask ourselves, who are we doing it for?
Mhm,
Who
mhm,
are we doing it for? Why am I trying to strive for this perfection, right? That I will never achieve. I will never ever achieve it. And it really is going back to think about where it came from. It's really that it's the dirty talk that's playing in your head because of a past experience of failure or words that somebody has spoken over you.
mm,
I know
Mhm.
that is a true statement for some of you in this group. I know that it is. And it plays over and over for you when you go to approach that next thing that you're trying to do, because
Mm.
you won't let go of it, right?
Come
You
on.
won't let go until
Mm.
it's right. And I'm saying all five fingers come back at me because I did the same thing. Even with this, I wouldn't let go because I didn't think it was right.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
right for who?
right.
Right for who?
Mhm. Mhm.
So
I think I think it's so good that, you gave us so much room to write in this book.
mm,
You I noticed that you didn't take up, uh, all the pages, right? You left a lot of blank space for us to deal with us,
that's
and I know that was intentional, it was by design,
yeah.
and I appreciate that because when I ask you those type of questions, when I say we are forced to reflect, taking that time over a 2-week period, you have
Mm,
no idea what that kind of time with God is gonna do. What
amen.
that kind of time with God is gonna do when you're literally forced to not just read the devotional, but you forced us. I mean, there's a lot of room, y'all. She got hopes for us, to really write out where we are in this place, our thoughts and our action plans. And I mean, it's beautifully done, sis. And I want to ask you, what's your hope? I know we're getting close to time, but this is so good. I hope you don't mind. I go a couple more questions, but
No.
what's your hope for the reader? Like,
Yeah.
what do you hope will happen in them?
To me, I hope that you experience number one, your quiet moments with God. I hope that you are able to get still long enough to hear his voice, to feel his nudging of you. I hope you get still enough to be able to put down what's in your head onto paper and to be honest with
Mm,
yourself. And so my hope and desire for you is that there's a shift that literally occurs. So it's from to, right? From
yeah.
comfort to courage. And
Mm,
so it is a daily walk, 14 days, right? But I didn't let you off the hook because there's some reality questions in here that I want you to answer, right? And not just fly by it, not just read it and fly by those questions. Don't fly by because it's the next day. If it takes you 20 days, that's fine. Because you might need to come back. That question might hit you a little bit, and you might need to come back to it and write a truthful answer to it. And so you're right, Lisa. I left a lot of pages and room, and the size of this. Somebody told me when they thought it said devotional that was going to be a small little pamphlet,
right, right, right.
and I was given these instructions to make it this size because I wanted you to feel it. I
Mm,
wanted you to be in your bed. I
mhm,
wanted you to curl up, get your favorite pen. I wanted you to have room enough to write all these thoughts and prayers. And like, just, I want you to hug it. I want you to like, that's what I want.
and I'm just gonna say, even if you throw it, if you throw it, it's sturdy enough. It can take it. It can handle it. Because you might throw it, but I just want you to pick it back up. Pick it back up. Go back, sis. Go back.
Girl,
You do the work.
listen,
And that's the
listen.
thing, the writing and the hugging and the throwing. It's all a part of the work. And it's
Mm,
oftentimes the work that we're not willing to do to get from that comfort place, that
yes,
comfort zone, as you refer to it
yes.
as, and work our way to that courage zone because it is a process.
Hmm.
And if you don't mind just taking a minute to tell us, what was the most difficult, if you could, in the spirit of transparency, tell us the most difficult part that you experienced in writing this. Like, where's a time that you may have thrown this book a time or two? If you could share, what was the most difficult part of the writing process?
Oh gosh, telling my truth, right? Well, I'm transparent. But again, I think the difficult part was being obedient to what God said and how to say it. It
Mhm.
was and difficult in recording these videos because I was like, "Oh, do I need to be on the video? Do I need to be on the video? God, can I just write? Can I
Yeah.
just leave it there?" And he required me to know. He required me to know video and the writing.
Yeah.
Um, Also, in the midst of life was happening for me. It was happening, and so while my thoughts were here, and I I had to also stop myself from writing all the things because I was like, well, it's supposed to be a devotional, D. It's not supposed to be
A novel. You did good.
I really tried. I really tried. So I think that was really difficult for me.
Yeah.
Lisa, I want to address somebody that's in
Yeah.
the comments here real quick. And I
Absolutely.
just acknowledge what she said here. So powerful. She said, past trauma is keeping me in my comfort zone. I'm so afraid of being financially unstable that I would stay in a job that feels like it's adding 20 years to my life. I can't wait to receive my book to help me with this journey of moving from comfort to courage. I feel you.
Mhm.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. And somebody else put that comfort was causing them their health.
Mhm.
We've gotten into these, especially in the midst of pandemic time, right? And I know we are. Whew, we got. There's another thing we can get to because I know we're out of time. But I want to just say to you, beautiful, is that you matter. You matter. The cost of yourself paying, I mean, your health, your emotional health, your mental stability, all of that matters. That
Mhm.
matters. And
Mhm.
so when you sit back and you think about the move that you want to make, um, take in consideration that would you want to pay the cost of you, and giving up all these pieces of you that you've given up before, rather than take that next journey? Because I know that fear has gripped you. I
Mhm.
know that that you feel like you're not going to have enough and not be stable, but God will take care of you. Believe me, I have experienced a layoff at the same time as going through a divorce, and I had no idea. Honestly, it was like, whoo, what are we doing out here, Lord?
Mhm.
Doing? But He's a provider.
Yes, he is.
He's a provider, and trust Him, trust Him, trust Him. He
Mhm.
has your back. So, I wanted to address that. Now,
Yeah.
okay, I'll give you back the mic.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would love everyone to take a proverb today from chapter 3. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto your own understanding, but acknowledge
Amen.
him in all your ways, and he shall direct your path. And that's a lot easier said than done, but I think everything that you described tonight is that, right? It takes a lot of courage to trust God. It's a lot of courage to trust God,
Mhm,
right? And where he's
mhm,
taking you, right? And so
mhm,
I definitely think that anyone can take that scripture to heart, meditate on it, let it become a part of you. But he is who helps you move out of that comfort zone into that place of courage. So thank you for
mhm.
sharing that. Um, Dee, I know we could talk all night.
I know. This is a big, meaty
This is
subject.
what we do. Like this is our conversations. We're just kind of letting them into a phone call, I feel like. Um,
Mhm.
but I know we don't want to keep them all night. And I absolutely know that there is a lot more that you'd like to share when it comes to I love the word, the stressing of from comfort to courage. I know that this is not the only piece. You've already mentioned that this is actually a part of a collection. And I want to make sure that you've got time to talk about what's in that collection.
Yes, yes, yes. This is the cherry on top. This is literally the cherry. God's is like, woo, yeah, that's what this is. So from comfort to courage. First of all, I'm going to give you the website. It's fromcomforttocourage.com. Now, if y'all leave off the from, I don't know where it's going to take you. It's not me. If it's not purple, if you don't see no, that is not me. So I'm going to need you to put fromcomforttocourage.com and head on over there. That's where you can get the book. But I also want to invite you into a mastermind, a mastermind. Yes, where this conversation is going to happen, right? And if you've ever been in a mastermind or into a coaching group of people of like mind, and they push you, right? They push you. And so in that, it's a 90-minute mastermind that's going to happen on April 20th. That's the first one that's going to happen. And so those of you who are listening to this, I'm giving it to you. Yes, but you got to get the book. I'm giving it to you. And I need you to enter the promo code. When you get over there to fromcomforttocourage.com, enter the word courage. And then you will get you will see it for free because it's $49.99. Really, it's really $99.99. But I discounted it because of those of you who won't get it for the free. It's $49.99, but it's free for you. Free for you. Courage. Okay. Enter that promo code. And you will then be invited into our Beyond Brilliant network for 60 days, 60 free days after that. So you want to, I'm telling you, listen. Come on over to this From Comfort to Courage Mastermind, and we're going to continue this conversation. You're going to get tips and techniques on how to move from comfort to courage. You're going to actually be in the courage zone, the seat, and we're going to push you out of that space that you want to so desire to be out of. You also get access to, like I said, the network, and you get access to coaching. So I just want you to, again, there's some, going over there.
Can't beat that. I want to also make sure that we touch on you stressed videos more than once. And so inside every chapter, I believe it is just every day, I should say, of the devotional. If you guys, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a QR code.
Yes.
Okay. And everyone's familiar with QR codes. You take a picture of it with your phone and it's going to take you to a video. Okay. So make sure that you check that out. You know how to use it. She's trying to show it on the screen there as well because she won't let go of the mic. But you guys got what I said. I love this so much. I'm getting so much enjoyment. But make sure that you pay attention to that because it'll take you to those videos. And I know that's how something really sticks. You've given us multiple methods of eating this information that God is blessed you to give to us. And I know that we want to make sure that we're getting all of it. Sis, you did a beautiful job. I can't say it enough. Your earrings are beautiful. I just wanted you to know I wore these little fancy dancies for you because
these are in place.
Did you notice? These are out of my comfort zone a little bit. Did you see they got shaky things?
Oh, girl, listen now.
This is my courageous earrings for you.
These are in lieu of lashes because I was afraid.
So we both had a day at work, y'all. We both had a day. Her day was probably worse than mine. And we laughed right before we got on here like, okay, we got to get our hair done. We got to put some makeup on. And look at us with our little courageous earrings. So
girl,
you did that, sis. You did.
Listen, because that eyelash debacle is real. Y'all understand. Y'all might listen. There may be in the video, don't y'all judge me if there's an eyelash that might have come unglued a little bit. Don't. Just keep on moving. Just listen.
Quite frankly, I'm sick of the eyelashes. I'm getting sick of them. They just require so much time. You know, I'm back to mascara for a little bit, but we'll see where it goes.
Out here in our courage zone with our natural.
Well, I just want to get everyone to tell me in the chat tonight, if you haven't already done so, that you are going to get this book. I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is meant to bless you. This is meant to shift you. As my sister said, God is going to get all the increase. She was just a planter. She's planting seeds with what he gave her, but God will get the increase. So I want to make sure that you all walk away knowing where to get the book, where to go access more information again at FromComfortToCourage.com. Give me a commitment. Monique got her copy. I know someone said they can't wait to get theirs as well. They're ordering it. I'm so excited for you.
And let me just say, thank you to all of you who ordered already. Y'all pushed it to #1 new release on Amazon. It's #1 new release in literary letters, y'all. I was like, oh, and it's been 2 weeks in a row. It was out there like,
We took screenshots.
We did, yeah. Y'all saw my girl rocking with Shakria. She's amazing as well. She has helped me with just my branding and everything. And she was so disappointed with me the other day when I just threw this post out there randomly with the screenshots of the Amazon.
But she won't let go of the mic. She just won't let Shakria. I know. She big sisters us all. It's okay. That's all right. But that's why you have her expertise on that. Thank you.
I so appreciate it.
Call me, Shakria.
Listen, big shout out to Shakria. Shakria helped. Listen, y'all, this cover, Shakria.
Woo!
Shakria's a bad
Because
mama
it's
jamma.
gorgeous.
Shakria. Yes, that is. She
Gorgeous.
is a bad mama jamma, honey, and she also has her own stuff out here called Purposed Woman. So yes, I'm shouting you out
Ooh,
too.
love it.
Honey, there's some beautiful women out here that are doing some amazing things. Monique Kelly out here. Wait a minute, listen. Monique, where's she at in this chat room? Yep, she's out there, honey. Y'all need to go check her out. She's also your business bestie. Please check her
Yes.
out. She has an amazing business that will get you right together as well. So just shouting all these amazing women out here. Dr. Valora, amazing. I see all of y'all. Just wanted to make sure that I said that. Please go check out my website, From Comfort to Courage, also DeYonneParker.com. I am one half of Gem Makers. My purpose partner, Dr. Nicole Steele. I rock with her too. That beautiful vessel just released her book too. So y'all listen, we out here in these courageous streets.
That's right. That's right.
Do it again, Lisa. I grabbed the mic, didn't I?
It's okay. You know what? We're just going to let you have it back now. It's your time. I'm done fighting her, y'all. I'm done fighting. The mic has been returned. God bless you. Good night.
I absolutely love you, sister. She's the only one that's gonna put up with this thing over here, y'all. Help it. This is my professional hazard.
It's all right. It's all right. But this is your moment.
My beautiful sister is an amazing, amazing evangelist. She is when I tell y'all, she brings the word, Lord. Y'all need to go and check out her page. Can you tell the people what they can find out about you as well?
Oh, see, I tried to give it back and she's giving it. Okay. FelisaJones.com. But definitely go check me out. Yes. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister.
Yes, absolutely.
Moving it back to you now. Moving it back.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you to those of you who come just to show up this evening. Thank you for sharing with me courageously in the chat and dropping what comfort has cost you. Please come to the mastermind. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. We are going to have a wonderful time. And who does not love free? So remember, enter courage into that when you go to check out into the promo area, and we will have an amazing time really pushing each other out of our comfort zone. I thank you for those who are going to watch this back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go get the book. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. All right.
Go get it, y'all.
Have an amazing evening. I love you, my sister. So move all of you wonderful people out of your comfort zone into your courage zone. Love you.
That's right. Bye.
Bye.